this again. What's up, everybody? And we're back! We're back at midnight. The graveyard shift once again, my friends. But this time, it's a little different. I am excited. Genuinely excited. If you guys don't know, so far I have been, I don't even know if the word loving can do it justice. I have been adoring the new series. Genuinely. Despite my initial concerns, this series so far has been incredible for me. But there has been something I have always said. Something which I have been leading up to for many weeks now. And that is that episode 4 will be my favorite. With all of the trailers, all of the synopsis, all of the comments surrounding the episodes, the little bits that we saw years ago, all of it looks so goddamn good. So I'm saying this early, just in case something goes terribly, terribly wrong. My expectations are sky high. This week is 73 yards and whoa buddy, this one looks to be a wild ride. I have a tiny little bit of an idea of what it might be, but outside of that, I'm going in completely blind. It has all looked so good, and I've loved everything they've released so far, so here's hoping. And as always, I'm going to be doing another community reaction video. Remember to leave a like, remember to comment. You can leave 1, 2, as many as you want, long or short. I collect as many as I can, so don't forget to leave your thoughts to be included in the next video. I have a feeling this episode is going to be a big one, so I'm going to try and make this a big one as well. Speaking of which, it's time to update the bingo sheet. I have knocked off quite a few already, as you can see. How am I doing? How are you doing? I just can't wait to jump into this next episode. Ooh, it's gonna be so good. A massive thank you, as always, to the channel members. My live reaction to the episode will be going up shortly, so I hope you all enjoyed that, and I think that's it. I am so hyped, you guys. Oh, hey, what's up, buddy? You wanna come and watch too? Hell yeah. This is gonna be awesome. Holy shit. I cannot believe what I just watched. That was one of the best episodes I have ever seen in my life. Oh my god. I think a lot of people are not gonna get it. I'm gonna say that straight away. I think you're gonna be seeing a lot of people over the coming weeks who will not understand that episode, because that is one of the most mysterious, enigmatic, intriguing, and tense episodes I have ever seen. It is very rare that a Doctor Who episode is scary, and I think just on a conceptual level, this is terrifying. It really reminded me of The Curse of Clyde Langer, like a lot. Okay, so this is funny. A couple days ago, I posted a video about the Sarah Jane Adventures villain called the Trickster. And if you don't know, my favorite episode of the Sarah Jane Adventures by far is The Curse of Clyde Langer. I think it is an amazing piece of fiction. And this is basically that, but 50 times better. Oh my god, so many theories, so many ideas of what it can mean. Did I mention that this might be my favorite season of modern Doctor Who? God damn, this shit is good. How does it get better and better every week? No, seriously, I'm genuinely asking. Surely Dot and Bubble has to be a cool down period, because oh my god, that was insane. That was so good. And I know I'm gonna get comments making fun of me for saying this, because I'm doing a FNAF bit, and I have been for a few weeks, but goddamn, did this remind me of FNAF 4. It also really reminded me of The Haunting of Hill House, if any of you have ever watched that show. Oh my god, this episode just ticks off everything for me. The folklore, the fear, the direction, it's so good and it's so well written. Holy shit. Double entendre on double entendre on reference, on layer on layer on layer. This is one for the ages, genuinely. I loved Boom. I thought Boom was a 9.5, okay? When I say this one is better by far, I mean that shit. This is incredible. This is fucking good. A lot of us going in were expecting a turn left style episode, and while I think it's too early, because of course when something has literally just come out less than 5 minutes ago, it is a bit difficult to kind of get over the hype factor and be like, is this better? But when Rusty Davies said that this is best piece of writing for the show ever, I mean, maybe. It's not as good as Bad Wolf and Pining of the Ways. Those for me are his magnum opus. I don't think it's even possible for him to beat that, because that's just a perfect storm of everything in an episode coming together to create a genuine masterpiece. And I know the title for this video already is called 73 Yards as a Masterpiece, but let's calm down just before I go dogged mode. It's not his best episode ever. It's his second best episode, and no, I'm kidding.
Holy fuck.
My mind is bent in like 3 different ways. It was all so good, and it just kept building and building and building until the end. And I know some people are going to call that resolution unsatisfying. Oh my god, to me it is just perfect. And I love piecing together the clues, and I love not getting handheld. I love everything about it, and the Mumbles reference, Ruby's progression. Oh my god, Jesus Christ. What do I even say? What do I even talk about? Kate Stewart was in the episode, and I loved it. How is that even possible? How has Russell T Davies managed to turn Kate Stewart, one of my least favorite characters, in 2 episodes into a character I really love?
It's the first time I've been excited to see this character. I'm genuinely excited.
The way that Ruby remembers but only half remembers this other life, I'm sure that's going to play a role this episode. My mind is racing. My mind is racing. What else do I say but 10 out of 10? No, seriously. I'm honestly tempted to just play clips from my reaction.
Freaky ass lady, bruh.
Because I got so invested.
Damn. Ugh. Jesus Christ. Hits home.
It's just stunning drama, and I love how not all of the rules are overspelt out. It lets the audience think for themselves. And I know in the current state of Doctor Who, leaving anything ambiguous is a dangerous game because there are so many people who want to interpret things in the worst possible way. But dear Lord, do I just think this is my perfect episode. I didn't even overhype myself. I don't even know how that's possible that I didn't overhype myself. Oh my god. Okay. Where do I start? Roger Ap Gwilliam. This guy is terrifying. That character Marty, in so few words, so much is said. The rise to power is so terrifying and also so raw. I was really worried because if you don't know, Years and Years was a show Rusty Davies produced a couple years ago that came out. A bunch of people watched it, most people liked it. It wasn't to my tastes, and so I was kind of thinking with the Roger Ap Gwilliam stuff, maybe we're in for round 2, maybe it's going to be a little bit overbearing. I did not think it was overbearing whatsoever. I thought the political allegory and commentary was pitch perfect. Could it be done better? I don't think so.
It's the most depressing happy montage I've ever seen in my life. Well, you know, at least you're never alone. You know, you've got this freaky ass lady.
But cutting back to that very first scene where the Doctor disappears, there's something so unnerving about it. The Doctor is this constant, soothing presence that basically makes every episode kind of impossible to be scary. I mean, of course, there have been scary Doctor Who episodes. When we were all like 8 or 9 or 10, there were certain episodes that scared us. Sometimes it was things that shouldn't even be scary whatsoever that scared us, like the Cybermat from Revenge of the Cybermen. But when you get to even 12 years old or 91 as I am, you begin to realize that it is almost impossible for a scene to be scary when the Doctor is in the room. It's part of the reason why Hyde has always fallen so flat. But with the Doctor taken out of the equation and it being very clear that we were kind of in this alternate bizarro world, anything could happen. The gloves are off. The Doctor's sudden disappearance is so freakish and terrifying because it's so normal and realistic and something that could happen and something that doesn't need an explanation. As Kate Stewart says, we all just make up rules and then we do that. That scene where the woman speaks and they all turn, freaky as hell.
Mrs. Flood, what's up, lady? Yeah, piss off, Miss Flood.
The scene where Ruby's mum runs away, awful. Awful. Really, really awful.
Poor Ruby, oh my days.
And that old lady, she is freaky as fuck, man. I don't think words can really describe how effective this episode is, at least not directly after watching it. I'm so hyped up. I enjoyed the episode so much. There isn't really much analytical commentary I can currently provide at the moment. I could talk about my theories of what I think it all means. I could talk about my theories of what it might tie into in the future, which it is going to tie into the future. You don't drop an episode like this and never mention it again. I can already see it now. There are going to be people saying, oh, they should have just left it alone. Please, dear Lord, do not leave this episode alone. I like how I'm saying that as if he hasn't already written the follow-up, but dear Lord, what an episode, a case study in unnervingness. Okay, I'm adding this just before the video goes out and inserting it here because I feel this really needs to be said, because I feel the video just wouldn't be a satisfying watch if I didn't provide my own theory on what the episode means given just one watch. No rewatches so far. This is my understanding of the episode. So I think Mad Jack is Roger Ap Gwilliam. I think that is pretty clear. I think that's pretty well spelled out. I think that what may or may not have happened is that the Doctor traded places. He's a soul for a soul is what it is. It's really hard because what they say in the pub sounds like it would be important, but it is then revealed to be a red herring, which makes it a little difficult in my mind after just one watching to decipher against the stuff that means something and the stuff that doesn't. But what it seems to me is that Roger Ap Gwilliam, with the 92% victory, which is unrealistic, seems to have some sort of magical control. And I think that the lady, as we know at the end, is Ruby Sunday. It has to do with a spell. The Doctor switched with Roger Ap Gwilliam and the soul of Ruby split in two. And I think it's that tearing, that destruction of the circle that makes the people go insane. It's not necessarily the words, maybe she's not even speaking words, but it's the curse that sends people away and breaks everything down. It could also be the trickster. I'm just gonna throw that one out there. The curse of Clyde Langer connections was so strong. It feels basically exactly the same. If you don't know how it works in Curse of Clyde Langer, Clyde pricks his finger on this ancient artifact and then his name becomes cursed. And whenever people read his name on a piece of paper, like how Ruby read the scroll, they turn away from him. They don't run away, but they just hate him. They just hate him. And so Clyde becomes homeless and Sarah Jane hates Clyde and everyone hates Clyde apart from Skye because of the story up, blah, 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 blah. I explained it in a previous video. But I would imagine it's that same type of magic, and because it's so much like Turn Left, which was made by a part of the Tricksters Brigade, part of me does think, you know, maybe they're behind it. The main question I have is, why does the loop break? Because I think it all makes sense if you buy into my soul tearing theory, apart from I don't know why the loop stops. Was it even a loop? Because at the end, Ruby Sunday says, I've been to Wales 3 times, because she's counting this time because she's already experienced it. But maybe she shows up to stop herself. Maybe it's a mercy. Maybe it's not a continuing loop. Maybe it is just a fixed loop one time round. But yes, I think the connections to the Curse of Clyde Langer are too blatant to ignore because it's very similar story. And if we're looking at the list of suspects on the pantheon of Discord, I don't know. I so want it to be Sutekh, guys. I really do. If it is Sutekh and they pull one out of the bag, dear Lord, I'm going to be so excited. If they bring Sean Pertwee back as the third Doctor, I'll be hype as well. Guys, I think you can tell I'm excited because I'm inserting another thing right here, because while I was editing, again, I had even more ideas because if you don't know, I love theories.
A game theory.
There are going to be more theories throughout the week. Do not worry, guys. I'm going to break this episode down into its core essentials. But anyway, I wrote a few things. Let me read them out to you. What we know for sure is that the woman is Ruby after her death. This gives us a clear clue at what is driving people insane, which is that it is someone after death. It should be impossible. It's not that the creature is necessarily evil, although it looks that way. It's more so that the creature is inherently unnatural because it is someone after death and they're speaking the curse, as I said, and that is what traumatizes people. So let's use that as a diving board. The woman represents death. Now, this is gonna sound like a big leap, but it isn't. Is she a Watcher? Okay. I know. If you don't know, the Watcher in Logopolis is a manifestation of the Doctor's future from a timeline where everything is destroyed by entropy. We also know that in the future, Roger Ap Gwilliam almost kills everyone with nuclear rockets. In Logopolis, the Master almost kills everyone with entropy. The Watcher goes back in time and helps the Doctor stop the Master. Not in direct means, but in a a kind of similar style. So using that idea, what if this lady, Ruby Sunday, as a representation of death, holds the lost souls of all of those killed in that nuclear Armageddon? What if it is that suffering and that torture that drives everyone around it insane? Mad Jack is unbound. That line is very important, by the way. And we will be getting into more of that as the week progresses. Of course, there are still more questions left, even with that theory. So many questions, so little time. And I can't wait to go over all of it, all of it. This channel started out as a theory channel, and I am bringing that shit back. As I told you, this is my perfect episode. I think the Doctor needs to be very careful about where he puts his foot next time, because this guy has screwed up twice in a row. I am mega hyped up, and I could keep talking forever and ever, but I won't. I'll hold myself back. You guys will see a follow-up from me in the coming days where I bare my full soul. These are just my first impressions. All these videos are always my first impressions. I am sure that you guys are sharing my sentiment. As I said, easy 10 out of 10. I'm in shock. I straight up am in shock. I wouldn't be able to do my thoughts justice if I described them now. I'm sure I've been playing an assortment of clips from my full reaction.
Wow, what a way, what a world. 92? What the fuck? This guy has got hypnotic powers, bruv.
And I can't wait to talk about this more tomorrow. It is currently 1:30 and I've still got to edit the video. I just can't wait for more. Do not forget to leave your comments below for the community reaction, because that is gonna go crazy. I can't wait to hear all your guys' theories on what this means. This is the most excited I have been for Doctor Who in a long time. And this is coming from someone who has loved all of the episodes so far. You outdid yourself, buddy. You outdid yourself. I feel like I'm babbling. I'm like the Doctor in Boom. Oh, and just one more thing. The Doctor's return, that reassurance when he doesn't step in the circle. Yes! Oh my God. This episode is an experience. You kind of just need to watch it and let the emotions flow over you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much to the members. You guys really keep the show a-going. And a special shout out to the king, Kyle Reese. But that's all from me. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.